All right. This is one of the craziest stories I've come across in a minute. A professional cornhole player, someone who was literally featured by ESPN, is now being accused of unaliving after a deadly incident inside a car. His car, to be more precise. We're talking about Dayton James Webber, and the details of the case are wild, complicated, and honestly raise a lot of questions. We're going to break down exactly what happened, what police are saying, and what doesn't quite add up. So make sure you stay locked in. Now, I will admit, when I first heard this story, it made me question if I'm an ableist. Because let's be honest here, if you hear that a quadruple amputee is accused of uh, rubbing somebody out or, unaliving somebody, taken away from this earth, it questions how in the world is that possible, especially when you hear the story was taking place inside a car while they were driving. Now, let's go ahead and go to TikTok right quick because I actually found a story on there first. And I want to go over the news I saw on there and then we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Hey issue that's been highlighted in both the USA.
To address a
Quadruple amputee cornhole champion now facing murder charges for allegedly shooting and killing someone in his vehicle. The incident happened in Maryland before the alleged shooter then left to Virginia. Eyewitness News reporter Mark Cotterobles is in studio with the shocking details on this. Mark?
Yeah, Michelle, good evening. The headline alone is not something you hear every day. The man charged in the deadly shooting is a quadruple amputee who was driving a car as the shooting happened. He is 27-year-old Dayton James Webber, seen.
Now, let's pause it for a minute. Hearing a quadruple amputee who was featured on ESPN for being a professional cornhole player who was able to drive a car, go fishing, live a life that most people want to, an average life, a happy life, is very inspirational, right? You would think hearing a story about a man who overcame odds from pretty much from birth, because I believe he lost all his limbs when he was around 10 months old because he was trying to fight sepsis, I want to say. He beat the odds and found a way to find some type of success, and that's more than a lot of able-bodied people are able to do. But as we go on, and there are articles and videos, etc., his rage always got in his way.
Here in this mugshot. He's been in the spotlight before, but for much different reasons. Webber was featured by ESPN a few years ago, highlighting his success as a competitive cornhole champion. Now, after the incident last night, he is a murder suspect accused of fatally shooting a passenger in his car while driving through a small town in Maryland. Local authorities alerted by two witnesses who were passengers in the back seat, revealing a well-known name locally as the suspect.
There's been many news stories done about him, and a lot of people are very familiar with him.
That being said, the prior news stories, all positive.
Yes, yes.
Not only did he allegedly fire the
I even seen a video of him when he was, I guess, in high school doing wrestling. This man has done everything that he did, sports, activities, driving. He doesn't really seem like he missed out much on life with the things that were taken away from him, which is even more surprising to hear what happened. Now, I can say this. If I was born in life, I won't say born in life, but in my early stages of life, I had 4 parts of me taken away that would keep me from being looked at in a particular way. Because let's be honest here. If you see somebody walking around, moving around with no limbs, you're going to have more questions. You may look at them, I won't say in a bad way, but in a surprising way. And that look has got to get frustrating. And that frustration can add on with time. I'm not making an excuse for his actions and what he did, but I'm just trying to think of it in the sense of rage comes from somewhere. And let's be real here. People, kids in general, are cruel. And I'm pretty sure he got made fun of. Now, granted, I'm sure he has some amazing friends too, because he wouldn't have made it as far as he did if he didn't have a good, solid group of friends and family. But nevertheless, I'm pretty sure he has came through some hardships by a lot of small-minded people. Anyways, let's continue.
The gun, he's also driving the car. What do you know about those circumstances on how he can even accomplish this?
What I would say is that his accomplishments and capabilities have been well documented on the internet. There's a YouTube channel and a lot of stories out there about what he is capable of doing. And we would urge anybody who has questions to just look at his name and look at the videos.
Here are more of those videos. He competes as a pro in the American Cornhole League. He has been a quadruple amputee since he was a child. At 10 months old.
You know, and I recently found out that cornhole is a professional sport. So I guess that's on me. When I say recently, maybe about a couple years ago.
He was given just a 10% chance to live. To save his life and stop a deadly sepsis infection from spreading, doctors amputated both of his arms and legs. As for the
Like I said, very inspirational story.
shooting, authorities ultimately found a body dumped in a yard. Webber across state lines in Virginia. He is now facing a first-degree murder charge. Live here in studio, Mark Cotaropolis, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Mark, back to you.
Quadruple amputee.
Now, here's the question I have. How did the body get in the yard? I can understand him driving the car. I'm going to go to his TikTok here in a minute. I understand him driving the car. I understand him pulling the trigger. There's videos of him doing that kind of stuff. But what I don't understand is, for the life of me, how he got the person out the car. Unless he was all the way, passed away and he got himself out. I just don't understand how that part happened. I haven't found any additional updates about that either. But anyways, this is his TikTok right here. And I was clicking on this video because I was like, how was he able to drive? But, there he is in the driver's seat. I still don't know how he was able to grip the steering wheel. Because when it comes to people who are paraplegic, I seen they'll have like certain attachments on the steering wheel that has like a knob that helps them turn and things of that nature, and brakes on the steering wheel, things like that I can understand. But this, I don't know. They didn't show. There's not a video of him actually driving, but clearly he does.
Hey, you think you can put Commander's win in that bag for me?
And like I was mentioning before, this is on
when your legs don't work like they used to before.
fishing. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, let me mute that. Not trying to get any copyright stuff. Him doing his cornrow thing, using the hoverboard better than most people. What's going on? What else is going on here? I don't think he has music on this one.
Crank back my crossbow. 10-point nitro XRT. Beautiful bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this down on the active draw. Pull this little pulley system out. Put it back there. Close it up. Grab this quarter to a quarter socket wrench. It comes with one, but if you're a dummy like me, you lose it and have to end up using this. But it works great.
My brain is still not grasping how he's grabbing this stuff. Okay. Let me mute that. Anyways, you get the point. So, words competition, walking around, eating at the gym. It's just surprise after surprise after surprise after surprise. And it's one of these situations that I think I asked this earlier. Am I ableist? Am I the bad guy because I just assumed that somebody that don't have limbs couldn't do this? Because when I first heard the story, I thought it was a joke. I was like, okay, there's no way somebody who's a quadriplegic can do something like this. Or is it quadriplegic? No. A quadruple amputee, excuse me. And I was just like, there's no way this could have happened in real life. Anyways, here's a few more clips I'm going to play right quick. I did the sound off most of it. And that's the wrong video. Hang on a sec. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm going to have to edit that out later when I upload it. Because I could have swore I had that censored in the beginning. You know what? I just realized I didn't censor it in the beginning. That was on me. So it is the right video. So let me do this. Let's go ahead and play. Fast forward, pause is still apart. We saw that. More of him being an athlete, because cornhole is a sport apparently. This is what I mean when I thought I blurted it all out. Now, there are some clips by TMZ that shows that he is very angry in some of them. And when I say angry, he was, I'm not sure what was going on. There was like a woman on his property. He was telling her to go away. But you guys tell me what you think about this story. And him drinking. And again, I can't tell what kind of firearm that is, but it looks pretty large. And he was able to utilize that, shoot that after doing a handstand. So is it, doing a handstand? I always call it a handstand. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think about this situation. Did you think it was a fake story at first? And this very clearly asking, what do you think the penalty should be? Do you think the jury will feel some type of sympathy for him because of what he's been through? A lot of the times, people will get lighter sentences because of the hardships they've gone through. And I'm kind of curious to see, will this happen to him in this situation? Anyways, you guys tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.